Well, welcome, Michelle and Dan in Nueva Gorgona. Thank you so much for doing a short interview with us. We want to show some of our followers a little bit more of what the expat life looks like here, meet some of the people that came on tour with us, and hear a little bit about what your lives here in Panama are like. So, Michelle and Dan came on tour with us in 2021, was it?
Yeah.
And then you moved pretty quickly after that to Nueva Gorgona, right?
We did.
Yeah,
So
6
can you
months.
give a little introduction about where you're from, and what made you even want to start thinking about moving to Panama?
Go ahead.
Well, retirement was coming up, and I had been doing a lot of reading and researching and wanting to look outside the box of the U.S. And all points pointed to Panama. So, doing some more research, we had never been. So, we figured the best way to see the country was to come on a tour. So, we researched there are several different tour companies and landed on Retire in Panama and came down in August.
Awesome. Great. So what was your experience coming on tour with us, our after tour support? What was your overall feel and experience working with us?
That's you.
The tour was awesome. Had a great time. I was not sure about moving to Panama, but being on the tour and being on a smaller tour where we weren't just a seat number was a much better experience for us because we were also able to get into places we wouldn't normally be able to get into if we were with a bigger group. We felt more connected with the group and could ask questions that didn't feel awkward because you were asking in front of a bazillion people. And just we had a great time on the tour, even though I was not gung-ho about moving to Panama. And then when we decided to move here, the support we got from you guys was amazing. In fact, we still have our book that you give out to everybody, and we still use it occasionally. The book was fabulous because once we decided to move here, it helped us find different connections that we needed for life as an expat here. And I cannot say enough great things about getting our pet here through you guys, because that was a deal breaker. If I couldn't get our dog here and get her here easily, it wasn't going to happen. So having you guys help us handle that was a huge relief.
Awesome. Yeah, and you guys have been so awesome too because you love to meet a lot of our tour groups. Like we love to invite the expats out to lunch because people listen to us, but for some reason when they hear expats living there saying it who just went through the process, it just I think rings a little bit more true to them. So you guys are wonderful. You've shown your place, you've met our groups, and so if anybody comes on tour, they might end up meeting you too.
And Megan, part of the tour experience that we enjoyed was when we were meeting the expats at every stop along the way.
And asking questions about what it's really like. It was a big help.
Yeah, because everyone's had a different experience too. And depending where you live in Panama, it could be very different. So what made you guys choose Nueva Gorgona?
The beach.
The beach.
We were at one of the other tour members' houses, a former tour house, and walked out onto their balcony. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, maybe I could do this. I could do this." And our beach is so quiet. Monday through Friday, even Saturday, it's not like any beach I've ever been on in any other part of the United States. Because in the U.S. it's always busy. I can walk 2.5 to 3 miles and not see another person, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, Nueva Gorgona. I guess all of the beaches can kind of be like that, although they're even more so. I'm sure a little bit closer to Coronado, it gets busier on the weekends.
Coronado does get much busier. And it's even getting busier year round, but Gorgona seems to still be kind of quiet, a little quiet. Nobody knows about us beach.
Yeah. Awesome. And are you guys happy you moved there? Is it too quiet? Like, what do you do? What does your daily life look like?
It's not too quiet. It's fabulous. Pickleball, beach, and relax.
Can you live in
Yes.
Gorgona and not play pickleball? That's
Yes.
like one of the biggest things.
Yes, you can.
Yes, because I don't play pickleball, and I'm very happy not playing pickleball. But there's things, our life has slowed down, so we can actually enjoy things instead of running 100 miles an hour. Today I'm trying a new recipe, which is something I would have never tried back in the US because it was busy, busy, busy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys, I mean, you're still working. You have your books, right?
Right. That's why we have pickleball, is so that I can have time to write.
Beautiful. Your even more quiet time.
Even, yes.
Wonderful. And so did you guys decide to rent or buy?
Well, we did what you told us not to do. So the rule of thumb is rent, 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 and try out different places before you buy. However,
We've moved many times in our 15 years of marriage, and we knew that when we walked foot in this place, that this was the place for us. We knew we were going to make the move a permanent move. There was no doubts about it. So when we walked into this place, we said, this is it. We looked at probably 20 places up and down the beach when we had come back on a scouting trip, and landed on this place, and then have never looked back since.
it was the perfect place because everywhere else was fine. But then we walked into this one and it was boom. That was it.
Awesome. So you did do your research still.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like Dan said, because we've both moved around so much, this wasn't like we were leaving a house that we had lived in for 20 or 30 years. In fact, I think the last house we lived in, we'd only been there 3 years. So we were okay with doing that. And we're very okay with making this a 25-year house to live in.
Yeah, wonderful. So our last question, is there anything you would like to say to someone who maybe think of yourself back when you were deciding to do the tour, thinking about moving to Panama? What would you say to somebody who's in that position now, you being on the other side of it?
Do it.
Do it, but do your research.
Take the tour.
Like big time. Take
worth
the tour.
The time and effort, because you see the entire country. And we knew we wanted the beach, but it was great to see the rest of the country as well. Places for us to go visit now that we're here on a permanent basis.
And
Yeah.
keep an open mind. Just because you think you want to live on this beach, don't rule out the other areas, just in case. Learn some Spanish. Learn your Spanish. Start taking your lessons now.
Yeah, little goes a long way.
Well, it does, and it's appreciated. Even if you say it wrong, the people here will help you and will teach you the right way to say things. But a little courtesy goes a long, long, long way. But definitely take the tour before you decide to pack up and just move. The tour gives you the reassurance that you need, and the helpful hints, because I wouldn't have known the first thing about how to pack up all of our furniture and move it here had I not read the book and gotten the contacts from the tour, finding a banker, learning about medical care. That was huge, to be able to watch the videos later with you and Rod and Oscar, with helpful hints and things that we needed to know about making this big move.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This has
Thanks
been
for having
wonderful. I
All right.
hope you come visit us in Boquete soon, or I'll see you guys soon in Nueva Gorgona.
Awesome. Sounds great. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.